It's a Thursday morning. Welcome on the show Plus Sports and PlusTvAfrica. Unai Emery, born to win the Europa Cup. Really, 4 times. 3 times in one club, Sevilla. Makes it with Villareal, first time. Talk about that later on the show, okay? My name is Wale Scott. Welcome on the show. Now, I've got Shemilore Adenekon with me on the show. Good morning, Shemilore.
Good morning, sir.
And I've got Toby Olushola. Good morning, Toby. Now, Nigerian athletes have expressed delight at Lagos winning the rights to host the African Senior Athletics Championships. The championships will return to Lagos 32 years after the former Nigerian capital last hosted it. Minister of Youth and Sports Development Sunday Dare, in a meeting with President of the Confederation of African Athletics in Cairo, agreed to host the event at the Testing Balogun Stadium and the Yaba College of Technology. Hope Ngabi asked the local authorities to use the opportunity to invest more in athletes. Africa's flagship athletics event, which was billed to hold in Oran, Algeria, between June 22 and 26th, after it was moved forward from last year, was postponed by the Algerian government due to the COVID-19 concerns. Now, guys, in the past, we used to be dons in the relay. In Africa, on the continent, we used to do very well in athletics, and after a while, it became a gradual process. And then we only do well with our athletes who actually ply their trades abroad, who actually live abroad. Nobody is looking for athletes homegrown anymore. Nobody has a patience anymore.
Because it requires time and it requires investment. It's not like you're going to see someone on the street and you have to just find them and they're fast. You have to train them. Naturally, if you're going to find anyone on the street, you're going to find homegrown talent. It requires, like you said, patience. No one has the patience. It requires investment. And the system, is it set up for that? Whereas we look at people trained abroad where they have fantastic facilities and then we go and try and poach them to run for Nigeria. That is what's been going on of recent.
Yeah. And also, we don't have those facilities to help you grow here.
Exactly.
Most people go outside to look for better for themselves. Not
So when will we eventually, okay, now we're hosting the African Championship. It's ironic that people are going to come from abroad to come and run here. Our athletes too are going to come from abroad too.
Yes.
How many, okay, what is the reason for the sports festival, the university games and all that? Why do we do them if we're not going to get athletes from there to actually come and run for us
If
eventually?
no one is really coming from home, as in from here, even our home base, like you said, are coming from abroad. And what's interesting is those athletes that, you know, you have to go and scout them. Those that come back to Nigeria to say, let me run for you, quite often or not, if they're not made already, they're turned away.
Okay. We'll come back to that some other day or something, really, because really, we really can't continue to do this as in hope, like, even Gennaro Raw, isn't that this thing? Gennaro Raw will look for, I was joking with someone, and the guy was like, Wale, stop joking. If I live in London, or I live in Manchester, and I can play football in my backyard, Raw will call me for the Super Eagles. As long as you are abroad, Raw will call you. It doesn't matter if you're in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan.
He picked like 3 people from Meyimba. Obviously, he picked up one of the keepers.
Yes, because he got stuck somewhere because some of the players could not actually travel to Nigeria or they're injured. Ordinarily, Gennaro will not call anyone from the Nigerian league if he had his way.
Ahmed Musa is in Nigerian league.
Okay. This guy has a plan for me. Now, Villareal goalkeeper Geronimo Rulli scored the decisive spot kick and saved counterpart David De Gea's attempt as they claimed their first European title by beating Manchester United 11-10 on penalties in the Europa League final on Wednesday. In the first European final to be played in front of a crowd in 2 years amid the COVID-19 pandemic, Villareal survived a tough second half to secure a 1-1 draw after extra time before going to edge a tense shootout. Now, the win gave Villareal coach Unai Emery a record 4th title in the competition, leaving United without a trophy since their Europa League triumph in 2017. Okay, I'll come back to that. Now, Manchester United fans watching the Europa League final in their home city were left unimpressed after their penalty shootout defeat to Villareal. Some said the team lacked quality and were pedestrian, though few attached too much blame to David De Gea for missing decisive spot kick. Now, Marcus Rashford also came in for some criticism. I know why I'm laughing. But that man that spoke last had actually prepped himself up for a victory already.
For a celebration.
Yes. I know what I mean. He was prepped up for celebrations already. But now let's look at Villareal against Manchester United. We heard the fans talk about lack of quality. They were just pedestrian. Marcus Rashford took some blame. He got racist abuse to another. What exactly went wrong with Manchester United?
I feel Rashford picked a very good day to go to 1/10. And I feel Ole, as the coach, should see these things and make replacements for them. Rashford wasn't doing anything, really. Remove Rashford, bring in somebody
Who does
else.
he have on the bench to replace Rashford?
James would have been a trend because of his speed.
Daniel James? Yeah.
Yes, Daniel James would have been a trend because of his speed. He could play by the wing. Villareal were already getting tired.
No doubt.
So, know how James' speed wouldn't...
That was why Mason Greenwood was having fun at a point, because the defender there was obviously tired.
Then you now remove Greenwood.
Exactly, and leave Rashford.
And leave Rashford.
I'm sitting here smug this morning as an Arsenal fan, suffering for so long. But firstly, let me give credit to Villarreal.
Arsenal fans are used to suffering.
Listen, it's about you guys today. I'm just giving my intro. Let me give credit to Villarreal. They were fantastic in the first half specifically. And in the second half, they had a lot of defending to do. They were well organized. We know that with the Unai Emery team. They were well organized. Fortunately enough for them, you guys didn't break them down in that second half. And I feel like they wanted penalties after a while because they were fatigued. You had Rashford, as mentioned earlier, but Rashford was pocketed by Tottenham's 1-4, who was on loan at Villareal. Pocketed by him. Then you really look at the manager, because when did he make his first substitution, Toby? Around the
87 minutes?
That's quite poor. That's quite poor. Considering you are the favourites, you've made it 1-1.
And everything.
Continue the pressure. Keep the game ticking. Keep it rolling. And players have to take, because Oli doesn't kick a ball, the players have to take some fault as well. Rashford, finish your chance. Finish your dinner, as they say. But I'm looking at Oli now, and I'm thinking they've lost, Man United, so they've lost 5 semi-finals, 1 final. Not really won anything since 2017.
Now we know that there are rumors that there are some coaches out there now.
Yeah, they are.
Now, I was going to come to that. Let's be honest to ourselves. Someone was saying this morning, and I thought about it too, on my way to the office. The truth be said, people are saying that a team like Manchester United, who gets to the final of the Europa League against Villareal and only can't win this, has no business being Man U's coach.
100%. Before this final, our rival fans would always tell you guys, Oli is not a good coach, and we want him to stay. If your rival fans want your coach to stay, that means we're not scared of him.
They're not scared of them, yeah.
We're not really that much of a good coach, but I feel like it was plastering over the cracks. You guys finishing second, getting to this final. Man U fans were quiet about the Oli out brigade. They died down. Now you guys lost. I'm seeing the hashtag come all over Twitter again. You guys are now looking for Conte, Zidane. Do you want him or do you not want him? Because you told us you guys had a fantastic away record in the Premier League, not losing any games this season. You've done well. He's a good manager.
I feel all those wins were based on the players were enjoying themselves. Ole is a coach that mental health of players, it takes it dearly to him. So he works with them. He calls them at home. He does everything. But on paper, football, tactics,
the tactics.
He does not have any of that.
Now, let's come to that. Now, we here in the market as we speak, there are 3 major players in the coaching world right now who are actually free. They have no jobs right now. Antonio Conte, Carlo Ancelotti, and Zinedine Zidane.
That Ancelotti one, I don't believe he's going to... He will leave. If a bigger team calls him, he will leave. I don't believe... I'm not sure. Has he left?
He's already... His body language is saying that he's leaving Everton already.
Okay, so he's checked out mentally. Okay. Man United, if you want to make a statement this summer, you want to be the Man United of old, you do 3 things. Wherever you can, you get Sancho. Unsettle Harry Kane. So consider you're rumored to have him, and then you replace your manager, whether it be a Zidane or a Conte. But if they do those 3 things, everybody's scared of Man United.
But everybody has always said, now, let me take the fights to you now, since you're a big Man U fan. Everybody says that Ole is one of the only coaches in the world who is not the coach. He's just the figurehead. That the truth be said, Man U is still being coached by Alex Ferguson, Michael Carrick, and the rest of the squad.
But I'll tell you that all that's a rumor is actually Ole doing.
But Ferguson is everywhere with him.
The only thing he will get...
Even Rooney was in the stands.
The only thing he will get from those people are just advice.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do this, don't do that. But Ole is in control of everything. Another thing you would see is, look at Unai Emery. He was always standing, shouting, flowing with the player. My coach.
Maybe he has no idea what to do.
I'm not even.
We just sit down and
I'm
just look.
I'm not even going to criticize his gestures on the touchline because different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Wenger wasn't really.
Some guys are passionate, like Jurgen Klopp.
But
He's very passionate.
we're not even just going to
Someone
use this game. We've seen Ole's tenure at Man United. Tactically, he's inept. He's out of his depth. We know this. And Man United fans, you're in denial because if you win a couple games, you go quiet. But you have to get Ole out. If you want to be successful, if you really want to challenge, you came second. You didn't challenge City at all. But if you want to kick on, because Liverpool are going to be back next season. If you want to kick on and if you want to win things, Ole can't really be your manager.
Quickly before we go to our next topic, do you agree with Shimon on the fact that he has to bring in Jadon Sancho, unsettle Harry Kane, and change managers?
One thing I'm not sure is that the players we really want to get, we always don't get them most of the time. Really, because
they raise their prices whenever you go there.
Because of the they're coming to mind.
Yeah.
Now, I feel we need players actually.
Yes.
Sancho, yes. Kane, wonderful. But the main problem I have is, you see these boys, these young boys, look at Chelsea. They're playing with young boys and they are promising. You're seeing what they are doing. You need a coach that could work with those guys. You need a coach that will work with them.
I think Ole's not bad at young players. I think he's not too bad, to be honest.
Well,
Give him
okay,
credit
maybe
there.
they need a coach that will be like a father figure. Maybe. Okay, let's look at what everybody will be talking about right now. Everybody knows where I stand. I've always wanted Manchester City to win for many reasons. You know, I think Guardiola finally deserves Champions League with Manchester City. And they've struggled for so long, they've made it here. But Tuchel comes and turns the fortune of Chelsea around like his King Midas. Everything touches turns to gold in Chelsea. And okay, we'll talk about that later. But familiar foes, Pep Guardiola and Thomas Tuchel, will go head-to-head as Man City take on Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League finals. Now, City boss Guardiola has the better record against Tuchel, losing just 2 of their 7 previous meetings, although both of those defeats have come this year. Both managers have been complimentary of each other since Tuchel joined the Blues in January. Okay, now let's look at Tuchel against. Now, on paper now, Chelsea have a better record. They've bet Man City twice, and they've beaten them twice this season. However, we all know that Guardiola is a modern-day coach. He will do everything mortally possible, even if he has to cheat to win that cup.
I like that ending.
Yeah.
I will go as far as cheat.
I'll tell you what I mean by cheating.
Okay.
I told you earlier there was a point that Guardiola said, this team we're going to play, we cannot win. My most cunning player on the field of play is Sergio Kun Aguero. Just go out there and give me penalties. And the guy got 2 penalties in that game. That's cheating.
That's not
Going out to he's improvising. Going out to go and look for penalties. He's not cheating, he's improvising. Okay.
I feel the best bet for Chelsea to win the Champions League is get an early goal and make Man City panic.
I feel like if Chelsea can't come and play defensively, Chelsea have to. The maverick is Mason Mount. He finds so much pockets on the pitch that it's very hard to pick up. It's very hard to man-mark. And I'm guessing Fernandinho would feature because you need the experience of Fernandinho to be able to really barricade that midfield, make it difficult for Chelsea to pass through.
But now that we're hearing that,
But this is not the period. The period where we're going to say a striker who can dazzle, who can mesmerize the defense is going to be the worst. Now they've got the arse. And the guy has brought in so much stability to that Man City defense. They're not scared anymore.
And Chelsea don't even have a striker force that will put fear into the Man City backline right now.
Right now.
Werner's missing.
That's my point. I don't see a Mason Mount causing any fear with them. They are in that defense. We're not going to be seeing Timo Werner.
No, but
can I say something real quick? You know they've played before.
Yes, and they lost twice. Man City lost twice.
Exactly. So what I feel is Tuchel is someone that is smart. He will see those mistakes, little tiny spaces.
You think they'll make them again? Do you think Man City will make those mistakes again?
I feel like Man City winning this league has really blinded over a lot of people. Defensively, yes, Diaz is a good player, 23 years old, fantastic player, but they are not defensively solid.
No doubt.
They're not defensively solid like the Liverpool of previous season, where Liverpool, if you get the ball, just strikers were scared to run at Van Dijk and Gomez. Mason Mount and Chelsea they're not really fearful of Man City, especially the fact that they've beaten them twice already. Now, for me, if Chelsea come out all guns blazing at City, then we're hearing for a game and it can go anyway. But if Chelsea sit back and are quite reserved with their approach, Man City are going to kill
But
them.
one thing we should be asking ourselves now is, both coaches are not defensive-minded. Guardiola will come at you.
Yeah.
Tuchel will come at you. They don't. None of this. So anybody who wants to watch that match, forget who wins now. A fantastic game it will be.
Hopefully.
But these coaches do not defend. So we're going to see them both coming out guns blazing.
If you're checking head to head, coach is not. If coach is not teams, Guardiola has scored Tuchel
Enough
a lot of times.
Not head to head wise, coaches wise, not team. But
Nothing.
for me, this game is going to be fun. It's going to be a fantastic game, and I can't wait because as an Arsenal fan, like I said, I don't mind when Man City win. I don't know any City fans, but Chelsea must not pass. Chelsea must not, because we will not hear word. We will not hear anything.
Yeah, if Chelsea have now become, on social media that is, they've now become the new noisy neighbors. You know, but I've always wanted to ask that question before I go to my next. When did it get so bad that Chelsea fans are now, I don't want to use the word hated, disliked, as in nobody wants to hang out with Chelsea fan. Especially when Chelsea is playing a game.
I feel, I don't know, but the Chelsea fans I know, they like to talk a lot.
Exactly. They don't
like
stop
to
talking.
Talk a lot, and there's no how you will not get like. You're not just like them.
It's so bad they call them Agbero fans.
For me, my problem from me is Chelsea fans is the fact that they were kind of a lot in denial. They were very much in denial, telling us Lampard is a good enough manager until they listened and they finally sacked him, and then they got someone like Thomas Tuchel and they see the difference. And now they've forgotten that they actually were sad Lampard is gone, or they've forgotten that they once scored. So for me, just the hypocrisy in Chelsea fans is what upsets me personally. But they're lovely people. Every fans have hypocrites. So
okay, speak for yourself. Now, Frank de Boer has revealed that Virgil van Dijk made the decision not to play at the European Championships, with the defender still recovering from a cruciate ligament injury. Now, Van Dijk picked up the injury for Liverpool back in October in the Merseyside derby against Everton and hasn't played a minute of football since then. Now, de Boer hopes the 29-year-old can be fit for the opening season and be ready for the 2022 World Cup, as he now turns to midfielder Giorgio Wijnaldum to captain the Dutch side. Okay, now we're going to be hoping that Frank de Boer is hoping that Van Dijk will come back and be available for Holland in the World Cup.
But the question is, will he be as fit as they would want him?
I don't think so.
He's
29.
World Cup is in about 18 months. And now we see players going further in their careers to 31, 32 before they really start to dip. I feel like Van Dijk, he has a season. Now, him not going to the Euros is perfect because it's not going to rush. So he has even longer to rest. Liverpool, he can really use that time to just get back to his full fitness. And going into the World Cup will be fantastic. This Holland side is not the golden generation that we've seen with Robben and Van Persie, but there's some good players in there. Frankie de Jong, De Ligt, Depay, so they can get the work done. And really, yes, it's good that he's resting for the Euros. It's better this way than the other way, than if it was the Euros and then the World Cup now.
Let's go to Asia this morning. Well, I don't know if it's good news or bad news. White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre reaffirmed the Biden administration's support for the Japanese Olympic Committee's plan to proceed with the Tokyo Games despite calls for cancellation amid the Asian country's low COVID-19 vaccination rates. A major newspaper, Japan's Asahi Shimbun, on Wednesday called for the Tokyo Olympics to be cancelled, with the Games set to open in less than 2 months. Now, Japan has gone to the markets, have gone to the streets to say, listen, US don't want this thing to hold. Their body language is showing that. Now, the spokesperson of the White House just said, the Biden administration actually respects the athletes who have been training, want them to go there, want them to win. How can you think we don't want this to hold?
I really don't know what to say. That was one, because there must be a reason for the Japanese to be saying what you're saying.
Yes, because the Japanese, even the people in Japan are saying, don't hold this thing here. The COVID-19 is still here with us, and our vaccines are coming at very low rates.
The people don't want the games, but the Japanese organization of the Olympic Committee, they want the games, and they said that they are well equipped to handle the crap. I don't believe it personally, but I feel like it's too soon. They don't have enough time to cancel and to make accommodations for cancelling the Olympic Games. We've already cancelled it with COVID-19 from last year. So this year, I think they just have to...
If you had your way and you had a brother or a family member who was supposed to be in Team Nigeria or a particular team going to Tokyo Olympics, would you let him or her go?
I would. Because not letting him go is going to kill the spirit. We'll bring him back.
But at the risk of getting COVID-19?
There have been several events.
Okay.
There have been several events where they've had mass gatherings, like in the NBA, and nobody's got COVID-19, or they've dealt with it very well. So I would let him go. With athletes, it's very different.
Okay. Thank you very much, Toby Olushola. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shemilore Adeneko.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Before I go on the show, Lebron James has praised teammate Anthony Davis for the way he responded as the LA Lakers leveled their playoff series against the Phoenix Suns at 1-1. Just 2 days ago, Davis scored just 5 of his 16 shots in the game, and after the match, took full responsibility for the Lakers' defeat. But the 28-year-old will come back with a bang in Game 2, notching 34 points and 7 assists, helping his side beat the Phoenix Suns 109-102 to level the series. Okay, that's all we can take on the show today on a Thursday morning. Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. Thank you very much, Esosayai. Thank you very much, Franco. Thank you very much. He's a big Chelsea fan. I can't wait to see him on Monday morning. I can't wait. I can't wait. My name is Wale Scott. Join us same time tomorrow, same station. Like I always advise you, at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.